Good morning, mine exploring fans.
Good morning.
Tom and Julie here. We're all ready to go. Got the Jeep backed up to a sticker bush so nobody can break into my tailgate. So today we're going hiking way up in the mountains that way. A couple of high up mines. We were up on one side of that ridge the other day, and today we're going to go on the opposite side to the right as we're looking at it. So let's go hiking and we will let you know what we find. Well, we can never get too many views of the old Panamint Mountains. Beautiful. Look at all the snow up in there still.
It's a lot of snow.
There is a lot of snow. Well, did you catch your breath?
Yeah. I warmed up and I caught my breath.
We just made it up our first big hill. Now we're going up this way. Higher yet. This is the drainage that we're going up. It's pretty rugged, and then the hills above us are very rugged. There's a mass of timbering down there that's collapsed from somewhere, and then there are some workings up above, which is what we're going for. What a view! We'll have to go poke around down there. There might be some good junk. Might be some good grade A American junk down there. There's a hawk. Looks like a big red tail. That's 3 birds we've seen, 2 owls and a hawk. We're going a little further this way and there should be a mine right over this next little hill. There's one of those old English pipe tobacco, those curved cans. That one doesn't have any writing on it, but for some reason they had those curved tins of pipe tobacco. Well, here's our portal. Doesn't look good. We have more options though. Let's look around. Well, there's a little teeny hole beyond all these boulders that have come down into this little cut. Because it is a pretty good waste pile out here. A lot of it has eroded, but at one time it was a big waste pile. And there's that little teeny hole down there. Let's look around some more. We'll come back to this if we have to. This is looking up ahead of us. There's still another cable up there. And there's cans and pipes, sheet metal, and other debris all the way down this canyon. That's what we've come up. Julie's looking at a nice Canadian thistle. What are they doing way up here?
I don't know. They look healthy though, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
I came the hard way.
Yeah, you did. Looks like some kind of a classifier here, unless it's a miner's bed. That's not generally the stuff they use for the miner's beds though. It's a little heavier. So we have an open portal, it looks like. Okay, we're in the mine. Let's go see what's going on. There's some animal crap right there, right at the entrance. Old though, gray. Look at the wood dolls. Oh, those are, look at, that's a old style marker that they would put in the holes. There's another one.
Oh.
You know, they would use for like their, they'd usually put a tag on that. See, this one's got the, pick it up once I can see it. See, they've got that little eyelet on there?
Yeah.
Where they would put their tag, like their location tag. Like the modern guys use ribbons and all that and paint. These guys use old dowels. And they would put them in the drill holes.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say it, but it looks a little pluggy up here. I hope it's not the case. Those dolls are really cool. I like those things. A lot of ground fall here. Looks like a stemming rod there.
Yeah. You might be able to get through on the right there.
Look at the ground fall here. Wow. Yeah, it does go through, and there's a chute. I see a chute through there. There's a big stope up here. I can see a bunch of stalls.
Okay, Tom's gonna try to make his way across this collapsed area.
Oh, that's sharp there. Goes a little ways. A couple of chutes in here and some rail, it looks like.
Okay.
Here's what we're looking at in here. Looks somewhat interesting. I'm not sure how big it's going to be, but it's interesting. Now, without getting that rock on your foot, can you dig that shovel out of there? See it? All right, Julie's got the shovel. Wow, that's a wide blade, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got that triangle flange on the back.
Yeah.
Man, those are wide. It's got no scoop to it, though, does it? It's like flat almost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, here's a big chute. A lot of rocks up above it. Goes up into a large stope. Steep stope, too. Okay, that's looking back at that chute we just passed. There's some heavy-duty timbers here that hold back the stope. Here's a ladder. And it looks like a bridge in front of us. Let's look up the ladder real quick. I'm not going to climb way up there, but I'm just going to look at the top of this. Alright, this thing's just sitting here. Okay, this goes up into a pretty large stope, actually. There's another big piece of ladder here. Another piece of ladder there. Several stalls. This is looking over at the timbering. Kind of neat. Looks like there's going to be a couple more chutes here, or at least one more over there. Alright, let's go back down and we'll see what we can find down here. Okay, now be careful, there's a bridge there, it looks like. Is it deep below you?
Very.
Is it really?
Oh my God.
Well, it probably goes down to that mine had that covered up the entrance.
It's very deep.
Oh yeah, that goes down a ways. Better part of 100 feet. I wonder if that's the end over there.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
I don't know. Hard to say. There's about a 200, 300 pound boulder sitting there. There's still track there. Yeah, that goes a long ways down. I'm not sure if that's a level down there or if it's just all slopes. I'm really crazy about this. There's about a 200, 300 pound boulder sitting there. I don't imagine it looked as scary as it felt.
It looked pretty scary, especially if they knew what's down below you.
A little hot back here. Okay, that's looking back at the sketchy bridge with the 200 pound boulder sitting on it. It does go a long ways down there. Not sure what you can see. Julie's staying over there for now. Let me go this way a little bit. There's a piece of rail sticking out there. Looks like a dynamite box. Alright, so there's a cool dynamite box here. It's a DuPont. You can see the full label there. It's got the full bottom, which is nice. A lot of times you don't have the bottom on them. What does that say? High explosives. It's not all there, but a lot of it is. And then this side says high explosives dangerous. So the drift didn't go real far. It ends right here. There's a surveyor's tag up here. Oh, look at this. Remember those dowels that we found on the way in? Look at this. See that this is a fairly old one too. But look at this one. Oh my God, it's got lettering on it. Number 108. Is that cool? Look at that. Wow. Pretty awesome. Okay, I'm backing out of here. A last little look at the vein here. There's some older markings. Those are hand painted rather than spray painted, it looks like. They must have carried a little can of paint with them. Look at, here's another. I didn't even see these. Here's another wood one. No tag on it though. Finding that one with the tag on it is almost unheard of. Here's another one, I didn't even notice it here. Right there.
Okay, Tom's gonna make his way back.
There's a lot of air coming up from that stove. You don't want to slip, do you?
No.
I'm going to do that before.
I don't know. Good job.
We're getting out of here before we get caved in on. Good job.
Well, these look like they're ready to go.
Okay, we're leaving the mine. That was cool. All the flowers are just coming out up here. This one looks to be a red one. Then there's this little purple. And there's a different purple right there. And look at all the little yellow ones coming out. Lots of flowers. So we come up a little higher from those mines that we were just in. There's a cable looped around that rock. It's spliced together here. There's an old hook. I don't know, I call those like a snatch hook where you can loop it back onto itself and they're curved like that. It says 1/2 on it, so I suppose that's the size of the cable. It's girth hitched to another cable, which on the other one has a cable clamp on it. It goes up over the top of the mountain. I don't know where it goes. Should I go find out? Julie stayed down below. There's a fairly good waste pile though. I don't know where. It sure didn't come from that area. Unless this was kind of an open cut here. I don't see anything higher up. The top of that cable should be over here somewhere. Well, there's the end of the cable looped around that outcropping. Well, this is the upper portion of the stope that we were in down below where we found the dynamite box, and this is where it daylights. There's some stalls that are holding up some very loose material. Little old bridge here, but it's not over a lot, so I'm not worried. No snakes in the grass. That looks a little sketchy though, doesn't it? The stalls are holding that up. So, there's a lot of air blowing out of here. This is where we were earlier. Way down in those stopes. You see way down there? A lot of air blowing up out of there. In fact, it looks like I can see the tracks down there. It continues this way a little ways anyway. Little gob ball. Apparently this is the vein over here. What they didn't take anyway. It goes that way a little ways. Kind of interesting to see the old assessments and surveys here hand painted with a brush. Interesting looking minerals once again. Here's more of these old pegs. Those are so cool. And to see one with a tag on it is almost unheard of. I've never seen so many as we have seen today. So here's an old marking Number 125. Footwall maybe, 4.5. And this is the face. Very dark mineral vein, isn't it? I wonder what this is. Sharp. Well, that's it for this one. Let's head back out. We have one more spot we can check. That first hole we came to. It's got some huge boulders that are plugging up the entrance, but there was a little hole there. It might be enough to get through. Here's this crazy hole I'm looking at. I think this is the bottom of these stopes, and all these big rocks have fallen down and jammed this up. Dewey's coming up to inspect. Hi.
Hi.
Look at you behind you. Sweet view, huh?
Yeah. Beautiful.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna need a rope to get back out of here, though. I've got a length of rope. Well, I've got a rope hanging on to in case I come into one of those stopes. I don't want to go sliding right down.
No.
Boy, it very well might be too.
Don't let go of the rope.
A lot of air moving through here. No, it's a level.
Oh, cool.
Something.
Okay.
Here comes Julie, the dedicated mine explorer. Okay, we're in. Goes this way a ways, as far as I can see. We'll let Julie get her pack on and we'll take off. Okay, let's go explore this old mine. There's another, back here. Here's another U.S. blasting company. Look where I am.
Oh.
At least that's what it looks like. Is it?
Yep.
Yep, same thing.
It's still different though. This says the X is in the box, in the cross.
Does that say California? So that says California Cap Company, and on the bottom San Francisco. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what it says. So that's cool. And then I noticed back here is another one of these things. It's the most we've ever seen of those. Okay, moving on. Looks like a big hanging wall on our right here. Really interesting mineral vein. about 1.5 feet wide. Look at that old style mask. They must have put something inside of that. Here's a stall here and a lot of ground fall. Looks a little dangerous.
Yeah, look at, there's nothing behind it.
I see that. Well, let's not bump it. Yeah, that looks like a heel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I wonder if that's a like a cleat, so your heels don't wear out, or your tat of your foot maybe. Is that a dynamite box?
No, don't look like it.
Okay. Look up above. They got that big rock braced up there. Fuel can with the spout type. I like those. Those spouts are dual purpose, I believe. At least some of them were. They are vent and a pour spout. Double duty. Another peg. Looks like the vein shoots off that way. A part of it anyway. A little bit of a blockage here for some reason. That's back to the red material. The big vug there. Look at the big vugs. There's gold in those bugs. Ouch, my body. Ouch. Oh, it's log syrup.
Yeah, it's a
Log
syrup.
cabin. A log cabin syrup can. They repurposed it for something because you don't need to open them that way. Does it say syrup?
Yeah, syrup company. Something syrup company.
Oh, that's cool.
Something F.
Cool find in the mine, a log cabin maple syrup can, and it even says right here, Maple Syrup Company. Looks like something that ends with an F, but I'm almost certain these are log cabin because it's the shape of the log cabin. So that's really cool. It's a great specimen. The only problem is the miners were using it for something. They knocked a hole in the bottom and they cut this end out for some reason. But really cool. We're going to take a picture of it so you guys can look closer at it. Okay, let's keep moving into the mine. There's a little mini spike.
Looks like it might go to the left a little bit.
Does it?
Looks like it might.
A little ways.
Okay.
Not too far. Here are some muck sheets, looks like. Yeah, you don't want to fall down there. Now be careful. And of course another bridge coming up.
Oh boy.
So that obviously goes a ways. And it goes up a ways too, a long ways. I'm in a precarious spot here, so I gotta get out of there. I don't want to take the fast way down. Look at how high that goes. Oh, there's a platform up there. Wow, that goes a long ways up there. I see light up there. That must have been the next level that we were on. So this bridge is not over anything too crazy down below us. So not too scary. Not like the last one. It's only about a 15, not even that, 12-foot drop down there. Okay, crossing the bridge, there looks like there's a ladder over here. There's a little kipper snack can or something like that. And a nice piece of hemp rope, and official track starts up right underneath your foot. It would have been fun to see the ore cars rolling across this bridge here, wouldn't it? Imagine that. That would have been fun. Okay, let's follow the tracks. This is directly overhead. Looks like another muck sheet. The track ends. That's a pretty good sized mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at this, is weird. Look at that.
I know. Isn't that weird?
See how that mud crust has formed this layer? Wow, that's kind of neat, isn't it? You don't see that look very often, do you? Interesting. Just a short cross cut this way. That big hole in the wall is kind of weird, isn't it? Oh yeah, something's going on here. Oh boy. Looks like just an old shaft. They've taken the ladders out. There's one piece at the bottom. On the road again, down the drift. These are interesting mines up on this hill. Little ground pole there. The stove came down, looks like. That looks like another log cabin box.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, they took the roof off that one. Yeah, that looks to be the same thing, doesn't it? Although,
It's a little different. Isn't
yeah,
it?
it's a little different.
I can't read it.
Kind of gold colored, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the back of the mine. Let's keep going. They're following this vein, whatever it is. The surveyors have been in here, they're assessors or whatever you call them. Ribbon guys. This is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. All that inside that little hole. There's box parts on the ground. Okay, that's going to be the face of this drift. I had to peek under the timber to get it. Okay, we're turning around and going back out. It was interesting. These mines are from the early 1900s. Here's another one of those breakthrough spots. There's an old shirt. That's pretty crusty. This is a blasting cap tin. We haven't seen the tops to them, but that's about the size they come in. It does say something on the bottom, but I've been looking at it for 2 minutes and I can't read it. This says always fasten caps here. Back to this thing. Okay, we're back to the bridge area. There's that hemp rope. Looks like a tarp down there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A canvas tarp. Okay, let's cross the bridge. Creek. This spot you don't want to fall in. It's one of those that's slippery going down that way. And this goes, I don't even want to think about where that goes because I got to cross this. Thanks. There's a hammer handle. I wonder whose hands have held that. Probably more than one person. Well, I feel air. We must be getting back towards the portal. Yep, there it is. Now we get to crawl out of this beast.
Yeah, wish us luck.
There might be something down below too. That stope that we just passed goes down somewhere. We didn't see anything down below this, but we'll go look. Gotta hike down that way anyway. We're gonna go down in the wash. Looked like there's a bunch of stuff down in there. There might be some cool stuff. We'll wait and see. There's our little rope that we can get out of here with.
Here he comes crawling through the hole. It's very steep.
Help!
There's no help anywhere around for miles.
The old guy's stuck. I gaining?
Yeah.
Ah.
Get no footing.
Ah. That's a tight fit in.
Yeah.
There.
There you go.
Almost.
Just spoke at her.
Woo.
Good job.
Yes, I actually made it all the way out.
Good job.
So this is one thing that we always carry in our pack, or I always have it in my pack, is about a 20 or 25 foot piece of rated rope. This is light duty, but this is not like paracord. That this is probably like I'm not sure. It's probably like 5 kilonewtons, and it's good to have it in emergency. If you were to fall down something or slide down something and you needed to get up 10 or 15 or 20 feet, you'd have a piece of rope that you could work with. Not to be confused with climbing rope, which we do carry too, but not today. Sometimes we carry up to about 500 feet of rope.
Piece of cake. Good job.
Here's another one of these cables. I'm not sure what they're doing with these. It just spans this little valley that we're coming down. Here comes Julie down the steep pile, and it's loose, and I've already slipped and fallen a couple times. She goes slower than me. She's smart. I try to go fast, and I get hurt. Okay, we're going down this way. There's a bunch of lumber right over the edge of that last ridge. You can't see it, but I'm wondering if there's not a lower attic somewhere here, because that last one we were in, the slope went down quite a ways. That's the way to boot ski down there. Nothing to it. See, this is what I was getting at. Something was going on down here. I don't know if they had a little tram set up or what this is. I'm not quite understanding what this structure was. There's some heavy timbering. Unless there was a portal down here that went back in this way. It almost kind of looks like that, doesn't it? But it's completely rocked in now, if it ever was there. There's some several lengths of riveted pipe, like 6-inch vent pipe. Look at all the rivets. So I don't know what this was. It's tipped over now. It was very heavy duty at one time. It could have been a heavily timbered portal, the portico for the portal. Okay, we can measure this rail. This is pretty big. Okay, here we go, measuring the rail.
Okay, so this is 2 3/4
For the base width.
for the base. 3 1/4.
For the overall height.
This width is 1 1/2.
Width of the head, 1 1/2. Thickness of the head.
About 3/4. And this is about 2.
2.
1. No, not 2, but 1 3/4.
Okay, 1 3/4. And action!
Well, that's all for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on our next adventure.
What a view.